Writing and editing is so much fun. But before we get started, we have to learn how to make a sentence. And you may be saying, hey, that's so silly. I know how to make a sentence. I read a sentence to get to your course. But you need to understand there are fundamentals you need to learn. For example, when you write a sentence, you want it to be clear and concise. That's extremely important because if you're clear and to the point and short, more people are going to understand you. And that's the next step. You want to be understood. You want to be understandable to the widest audience. You want everybody who reads your work to understand what you're talking about. And what you also want to do is not only be clear and concise, not only understandable to the widest audience, but you want to make it appear that you're writing effortlessly. You don't want to flower it up so much that it looks deliberate. You want to write to your natural voice. I think this is very important. Now, it's not a hard editing tip, but the more effortless your writing seems, the wider audience you're going to be able to talk to, because I'm talking right now on the microphone. I'm very used to it. Now, it's effortless. I'm just speaking, and I hope you can understand me. I may be going a little bit fast, but I have control and command over what I say. That's important in writing too. If I was reading off a script right now, I have notes to help me, but if I was reading off a script, it wouldn't seem as effortless. If I try to use big words and show off my intelligence, I wouldn't be as clear and concise. So it's really important to remember these three things. Now, when you're forming a sentence, you don't just want to start from anywhere. You want to think about what's the purpose. What am I trying to convey? Every word, every sentence you use, there should be purpose behind it. But at the same time, you don't overthink it because you want to write effortlessly. So let's get started. So what you want to write is, if you went to the mall, you want to say, I walked to the mall. You could say instead something more complicated, like I put one foot in front of the other in succession, all the way to the mall. That's kind of silly. So I put one foot in front of the other in succession all the way to the mall is just ridiculous. So I know it's kind of funny. You wanted to say I walked to the mall. And a lot of people think that they have to make these sentences longer and change it depending on what writing or what audience they're writing for. You can write I walked to the mall. It's fine. This is something I learned in journalism. You want to keep things really simple, especially off the bat. And when you get really, really good at writing, you can start doing different things. For example, right now I'm not using complicated words, but you notice since I'm used to talking with a microphone, I speak with inflection. So I don't just talk flat. I don't talk like this the entire time, but I have inflection. So what you're not aiming for is larger words, but more inflection, more character, more tone, more personality. And that's going to come through in your writing. So scrap this stuff. Keep it simple when writing your sentences. Another tip for writing sentences is to eliminate words like very. So instead of saying I walked to the mall very fast, just say I sped to the mall. So that's much shorter, much more concise, and it's more effortlessly. I walked to the mall very fast, or I sped to the mall. See how effortlessly that is? How effortless it is to write that? So what I recommend you do is to really start cutting it down and really go back to the basics. Start with the simple stuff and build from there. Give it a shot, write a couple sentences, and always keep things simple. If you've been complicating it thus far, you need to stop that. That's how you become better at writing.